And our next guest is working with military leadership to help defense tech startups compete directly for Department of Defense contracts. He's here on set. Kyle Bass, Hayman Capital Management founder and CIO. I guess I'd ask you what you're doing in New York, but it'd be such high-level stuff that you probably just have to probably not answer, right? Plead the fifth.
I think you'd like what you're seeing when you have Defense Secretary Feinberg and Colatides bringing a private equity mindset to the Department of War. You're starting to see the new $200 billion that got allocated to DoD to push forward on critical minerals, on shipbuilding, on defense technology is now being driven and run by a private equity mindset of getting things done.
Do we call it DoD now?
What's that? They call it the Department of War.
So it's not DoD anymore. I guess we need it.
Well, Congress has not officially given it that name. So.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. just wait till fly over the Gulf of America and see whether that matters. Okay.
I mean, it was the Department of War for 158 years.
That's crazy. People don't realize that,
yeah,
I don't think.
I mean, it only became Department of Defense in 1949. And where we sit today with ground wars in Europe, with Israel, Iran, and their illegitimate proxies. And
I know. Look at you while he's explaining.
And now we're staring down the barrel of potential Taiwan conflict. We need to push ourselves into some wartime footing, especially on defense procurement. You know, we have a Soviet-style system that rewards mediocrity, sloth, and cost overruns. It's like you're an interior decorator at home. Like their jobs to get your building.
Here's a wording question, if words matter, right?
Yeah.
I think part of the reason that the name was changed after World War II was this idea that the United States was now this beacon on a hill, a true beacon, and that we were trying to be, you may hate the word inclusive, but the idea was not that we were at war with the rest of the world, but that we were a leader, a moral leader, also a democratic leader, and that we were trying to...
That's no longer the case?
My question to you is whether the word of how you describe your Defense Department
matches that we're no longer a moral beacon for the world anymore.
No. Well,
okay.
I
just didn't know where you were going.
No, it's like, what are you trying to project? If you're trying to project, if you're trying to project we're at war with you, then you're trying to project.
But it's a dangerous place.
And then there's the internal projection. Maybe you want your people, meaning people who work for the military, to feel more like they're on war footing, and so you want to use the word for them. But what does that project outside? Right. I mean, there's lots of, words do matter, and I'm curious how you think about it.
Yeah, this guy's got to lose some weight.
Through all of the wars,
the generals,
the generals, all the generals have to lose weight.
Obviously, yeah.
Well, I mean, look, the woke sensibilities and this and that in the Department of Defense or War, whatever you want to call it, they have no place in our war-fighting capacity, in my opinion, and I think that's the opinion of leadership.
I'm not suggesting that they do.
And so when we get now, Department of War changed in 1949, Department of Defense, because we had just won World War II. And we wanted the world. No one wants war. President Trump hates war. Okay, so this is not a war-mongering situation, but when you look at where our adversaries are, how China, Russia, Iran, North Korea are all working together, and we don't have what we must have if we are to get in any kind of conflict whatsoever. We don't have any precision weapons. I'll give you an example. The Tomahawk missiles that we fired at Iran from that Ohio-class submarine, we launched 30 missiles in one strike. Raytheon can only deliver 5 Tomahawks to the government per month. We shot half a year's worth of production in one roll. If we get into any kind of conflict...
Do we need allies, too, though?
What's that?
Do we need to have stronger ties with our allies as well?
They need to pony up more, would say.
Yeah, again, the whole
the
defense
idea,
spending.
if we're going against all of these, this group of people, this group of countries that are working well together.
Yeah, look, the West has to reunite. Europe has the incentive to start moving into paying their fair share of NATO, trying to get to 2% of GDP. I mean, Germany just last year spent 1.5% on GDP. Right. There's been a ground war in Europe for 3 years. I mean, the Europeans are asleep. We have to get them to wake up.
We don't want Germany
we have to spend
crazy
more.
on
defense spending.
Yeah.
Cal, what was your reaction to the president's speech and the Hegseth speech to the troops? And I'm curious how you think the rest of the world looked at that, like whether they watched that and said, my goodness, these people are serious people and we should be scared of this, or they thought something else.
I mean, if you...
Well, this is something else. Just say it.
Yeah, no, it's...
I mean, I think there were other people, if you read some of the newspapers in international lands, that were laughing. And so I'm curious, I'm curious as somebody who cares about that.
We don't want that.
You don't want people laughing, I don't think.
Not from newspapers in foreign lands. Oh, my God, no. I think we'd change everything.
I'm asking the man who's...
Look, I have a little bit of a perspective because I go to Paris all the time, right? And in Paris, the Trump derangement syndrome does reign free. That is how they think about America. I wear American flags wherever I go, and I wear them in Paris, and I get into these conversations. They believe that this is an anomaly and that we're going to go back to the kumbaya and that we're going to have the World Economic Forum, the world's going to settle down, we're not going to have more wars.
No red lines.
But what's happening if the people that have clearance that read classified briefings every day about what the Chinese are doing every single day to prepare for war, it is frightening. And what we have to have going forward is we have to change defense acquisition, which hopefully we're doing now. The Senate bill for the NDAA gets us in the right place. The House bill is being slow-rolled by the primes. The defense primes get 99% of the defense budget. 99%.
Kyle,
and defense innovation needs more. And America's good at this.
We need it, or maybe the left needs a new bogeyman for where we need to cut in terms of the budget. We cannot possibly. If you haven't learned anything in the last couple of years about defense spending, we need to do it smarter, obviously, but don't you think we need to continue to fund our defense?
I mean, look, 3%.
Because there's people that want to cut it in half. 3%
is not enough. We're at 3% of GDP today.
Right.
If you look back through the Cold War, we averaged 5.5%, 6%. You look back to Vietnam, it was around 9%. In 1945, we spent 47% of GDP on defense. We went all in because we had to win. 3 is not enough right now. And I realize we have budget constraints everywhere. Mm-hmm. But what you're seeing Steve Feinberg do, Secretary Feinberg and his team, they know that if we're going to start spending into innovative companies in America, which I've been traveling America the last several months, I leave these places with goosebumps. You see these guys innovating at speed. We just need the acquisition system to start dealing with them. But what Feinberg and Colatides and his team are doing is bringing a private equity mindset to the Department of Defense, Department of War, and they're partnering with someone like us. They just greenlit us with $1 billion to go make these loans. We've made $300 million worth of loans last year, $1 billion this year. We'll make $1 billion going forward. And that kind of bringing public-private partnership to this new war footing is vital to building our stockpiles up so that we can deter. None of us want to go to war.